everyone, Brian P here. So today I'll be talking about the cost of living in Dubai. So this is just a disclaimer that I'll be using it as a perspective of a single guy in Dubai, a single guy in tech, and yeah, that's it. And a minimalistic guy too. So I'll be using it to do the cost of living in Dubai. Let's move on. Okay. So one thing you need to know, I have a notebook here because I usually do use an expense manager to calculate my daily expenses, then check out the averages, monthly average, okay, and see where I spend money on and minimize if it is I spend money on useless things, okay, the things that I deem useless to me. So the first thing here that I need to tell you, your salary in Dubai is tax free. If you get 5,000 USD per month, that's what you get in your account. If you get 10,000 USD per month, that's what you get in your account. Okay? And another thing, the healthcare is covered by your employer. Okay? Which is great. And so before we jump into the cost of living, I'll just be using where like the currency for United Arab Emirates or Dubai is called dirhams, or AED in short. So it's dirhams, right? So 1 USD is equal to 3.67 dirhams, and where to Kenyans 1 dirham is 27.3 Kenya shillings. Okay, it tend to vary, depends on the economy and how the currency trades on that day. So talking on rent, the rent, so for my case, I pay like 3,500 dirhams per month, which translates to about 954 USD, or about 1,000 USD if I just round it off. So for me, I tend to prefer to live alone, and so I took my apartment, and the apartment they usually pay in multiple checks. So in Dubai, you usually tend to take a 1-year contract, okay? So I took a 1-year contract and was paying in 2 checks, which means I paid the first check I already paid 6 months, then the second check pays the other 6 months, okay? So it's quite expensive. If you just come here into job, you might have to share or get a master room so that you don't put yourself into this situation if you're not even sure of staying in Dubai for long, or you will not like your job, such kind of stuff. So yeah, even some people tend to share, like in a hostel, they get a bed space, and bed space means you literally get a bed space in a room. We are like maybe 6 people in a room paying per bed, okay, because it's pretty expensive, you know. And maybe some people just are able to afford to have their own apartment, but then they still prefer to save way too much. Maybe they've got their own goals, ambition to probably start a business pretty fast or soon. So there are many factors that can lead to one saving to live in a bed space and not be able to live alone. So for me, I was able to live alone, and that's why I chose it. And I usually like my own personal space. Okay, so chiller is the AC. So for me, averagely, I never use the AC during this period of winter, which is like 170. So that's $46, 170 dirhams. But during summers, the bills tend to go high since people use ACs, okay? Then it depends where you're from. From Sub-Saharan Africa, we can pretty much survive without AC most of the time. I had challenges of using AC when I came to Dubai. It caused me I had breathing challenges and difficulties initially. So for Dubai, electricity, water and authority, so this is electric and water. It's just one entity in Dubai. So for electric and water bill, average pay to 90 dirhams, which is like $79. Oh, then another thing is the internet. Internet is 367 dirhams, which translates to 100 USD. So for housing alone, just housing, that's like 1,180. Okay, or if I round it off to 1,200 USD, that's it. So like housing is average 1,200 USD For Kenyans, that's 120,000 Kenya shillings. With that kind of money back in Kenya, in Nairobi, you'll be living in a super posh neighborhood. You can dine with the... It makes you to live in a super... Well, it's most rich chaps live for rent, right? Okay, so for... And that's what causes it's Dubai. It's about different economics. So for food, it's between 600 to 900 dirhams, which translates to 245, okay? USD. I've used the maximum, which is 900 dirhams. It also depends if you are a person who likes to take organic food and whatnot. You know, we're in a desert, so the food importation, it's about importing foods, and if you like organic, you'll have to pay higher prices, okay? Okay, so putting the next thing is transportation. I live next to a metro station, and so I preferred using metro. So for me, averagely metro per day, it was 3 dirhams and 3 dirhams coming back, so that's like 6 dirhams per day. So I just made it an average of 180 dirhams, and yeah, that's 49 what? Dollars, USD, United States dollars. So for me, I preferred using public transport. If I wasn't using the metro, I'd use the taxi. Once in a while, taxi is also cheap, though it has the standard rate of a minimum pay of like 12 dirhams. And also getting a car in Dubai is super cheap. I think it's because so many people live out Dubai. Because I was just looking, for example, if I save like 2 months or even 1 month, it depends of my salary, I could easily buy a used Mercedes-Benz, maybe 8-10 years old. Okay, I'm looking at it as a minimalist way view. That's where I go. If I wanted to buy like a Range Rover that's 10 years old, I would need to save like 4 to 5 months of my salary, of my savings actually, not even salary, it's savings. Because in Dubai I used to save over 60% of my savings. Even in Kenya, for me it's usually about being a minimalist. I'll talk more about that later or in another video. So this 5,407 total transportation plus housing. So any other thing that I'm adding now, it's about social life, okay? Because man cannot live with the bread alone and the house alone. At times you need a social life, otherwise you'll find Dubai to be so boring since you've left everyone at home. So for brunch, this is where you go. It's a weekend on a Friday. It's a breakfast and lunch in a fancy hotel, but it's brunch, so it's mostly lunch, food, tons of food and drinks. And so many people usually go there, especially if you are a single dude. You can go there to try and interact, and maybe you might get you a perfect match or a lady, okay? So brunch is usually between 200 to 450 dirhams. It depends how fancy it is. So that's like 50 to 120 USD, okay? It's about just having a meal, interacting, socializing with people. It's just like a fancy lifestyle, tons of food, you know, and tons of drinks, okay? Now another part where I usually put is entertainment. This is like going out for fun and whatnot. So it's like 1,000 dirhams, which translates to 272 USD. So I'm not also a person who usually go out quite often, so I used to remain with a lot of it, okay? Then there's airtime. Airtime per month, that's like 100 dirhams, which is 27 USD. It depends on the package you use, okay? You can buy both local and international call, including internet on the mobile. So the total cost, if I haven't added this social event stuff, initially it was 5,400 dirhams, which translates to 1,400 USD, okay? And if I've added everything, that's including entertainment, it turns out to be 6,800 dirhams, which is 1,800 USD. So this means your expenses can be 1,400 USD to to 1,800 USD as a single guy. So there's some things I ain't adding, like you don't shop monthly unless you are a person who like to shop a lot. For minimalist, I only buy the clothes that I need. So at times when I shop, maybe I spend 2,000 USD per month. That's average, right? 2,000 USD per month. So with these years, I was still able to save like over 60% of my salary. Now there is this thing about Dubai. If you're not careful, Dubai just literally means Dubai. So if you're into the fancy lifestyle, you might be spending way too much. Like some people spend everything until they become into debt, right? But if you are disciplined, you know why you're in a certain country, and yeah, it's good about saving. So for my case, I was majorly saving to also build my mom's house at home. When I go back to Kenya, I'll show you guys the house. It's an interesting bungalow, and yeah, and apart from that, I really managed to save a lot, so that when I'm coming back home, relocating back to Kenya, it's quite okay. I can pretty much do some other stuff. So my recommendation to a single guy is maybe to look, if you get an offer maybe of a salary between 20,000 to 30,000. This for a single guy. I'm not talking about family, as I have no clue of what family entails and what it does, because I'm a single guy. So it will be 5,500, a minimum of 5,500 USD to a maximum of let me say 8,200 or even higher. If you get salary between 20,000 to 30,000 or even more as a single guy, you will be really enjoying Dubai. It will be like a middle class kind of thing in quotes. There isn't really but you'll be living super comfortably, enjoying some benefits from the banks, like access to lounge. When you go to buy a ticket to cinema, you buy one get one free, you know. So for the minimum case, I would advise anyone, if you want to come to Dubai and just live comfortably, maybe the minimum salary you really need will be like 15,000 dirhams, which is like 4,100 USD. Yeah, this is great. And so for my case, if for example, if you're in Kenya and even getting like 3,000 USD, like my case somewhere back, I was in the neighborhood of 3,000 USD, and I used to save like over 2,400 USD, I believe, or something. It's based on my lifestyle. I usually and the country, I usually tend to save a lot. Like it depends, between 60 to 80% of my salary on being a minimalist and a single guy. This usually helps you to transform and do stuff, especially on the issue of black tax. I'll need to talk about black tax, you know, because if one, you really need to first transform your home, the people, support your background before you set it out for yourself. It usually happens to lots of black people or of African descent. Then I'll need to talk about it later, maybe in another video. That's a strong topic, okay, on why it occurred. So that's it. So for those guys who usually like beer, for example, in Kenya, beer is usually $2 or less. For Dubai, it's like $12. That's like, now you'll be able to tell if you're a partyholic, like to drink a lot of beer. This place is gonna be expensive to you, okay? Gonna be pricey. You will need to get tons of money. Yeah, so that's it. If you have any question, kindly feel free, reach out to me. Yep. And yeah, next I'll talk about let's talk about this black tax issue. And I'll also be leaving Dubai pretty soon. If you're not aware, it has been an interesting 1 month working in the PropTech space as a GIS engineer, and so I'll be just looking into what next to me when I come back home. Okay, that's it, guys. Thank you. It was good sharing this with you. Bye.